Hello there everyone, this is Michael from Nexccelerator here, and welcome to another auto show test drive video. And the vehicle that I will be test driving today will be the all-new, redesigned 2017 Ford F-350 Super Duty King Ranch Edition. And the Super Duty has received a complete makeover to give itself a more competitive edge in the heavy-duty truck segment. But does the all-new Super Duty have what it takes to be able to do exactly just that? Let's get into the test drive and see what it's like to drive the all-new Ford Super Duty. I think I'd actually ask you for a huge favor to hold that tripod that is behind me just real quick, please, for me. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. So, that way the camera won't fall down or anything. Well, first thing I've noticed in this new Super Duty is that I really, in fact, like the way it looks in here, because first thing I'm noticing is the amount of soft touch materials that are like in here are like top notch. So I can really tell that Ford put a whole bunch of thought into this new version of the long running nameplate, and I can really tell too that they've done outstanding job with making this truck very similar to the F-150, which was in fact no surprise to me with which were they in fact going to do anyway. So it was in effect a really smart move on their part to keep things simple and not make things complicated. So that's definitely a good thing that they did there on their part. And I know too the acceleration pickup of the 6.7 Power Stroke diesel is amazing, and it really is smooth. So I really have to admit that they've really done pretty well with making sure that this engine is top notch still, and that it really does well in terms of the driving performance and everything. So they really definitely nailed it right there. And I know the visibility here is really wide open, and I have to say it's much better than I would say than the last generation, because I mean, besides it being more open, it's like you really don't feel claustrophobic inside, and it's like you have like a lot more room to move around inside the cabin, and it really just feels like that you're just sitting inside of the truck at ease, and you're not feeling like you have to sit in a certain position to feel comfortable, but like you just really feel like that you're at ease with this truck. And it's amazing too that what they did, to keep the cabin really fresh was amazing, like an outstanding thing that they did. And I know for all other things considered too, with everything else that they've done to it, it's really amazing too that even with the turning radius, it's very accurate for sure. So for those viewers watching this video that just now saw me turn the vehicle at a very tight corner, it does an amazing job with handling pretty good. So it's in fact right where it should be, for a big truck like this. So definitely no doubts on that. And really too, it's the King Ranch Edition is in fact one of their really long running nameplates they've had for years, and I have to say this new version is in fact no exception to the fact that it really continues to deliver on everything. So aside from the soft touch materials, that really feels like you're in the truck that has a western theme to it, which was something that I really expected from for it to be delivered, and it really did exactly what it was supposed to do. So another thing that I was impressed with was that the brakes are very responsive when coming to a complete stop, as it requires little effort to perform that task, which was something that I found to be very pleasant while driving this vehicle. And pardon me. I have to also say too, the Sync 3 infotainment system really makes a great addition to this truck, because I just know the simplicity of that system is without a doubt top notch, and I do know that they, not only Ford, but I know that Microsoft, in fact, Ford has been partnering with for years on this application. Not the truck, but like the infotainment system specifically. They've done pretty well in making sure that it's very intuitive, very simple, and it's just overall an easy system to use for most drivers. And it's like, I have to say, it's really amazing what they've done. I mean, not just like on simplicity, but I know that graphics are amazing, and they're very well detailed, that they really did a good job of making it easy to see, and it's pretty much a overall amazing system. So definitely gotta say kudos to that 100%. honestly, I don't really think it's going to be an issue, but I will say though that it will be a challenge, but we shall see and find out for ourselves. Probably a couple straightened outs here and there, so just to let you know, just in order to get this truck back in there pretty good. One note about the steering wheel too, it's got a great feel to it, so I can afford it pretty well and making the steering feel very, very precise, and it really has an authority to it too, so I really gotta give credit for that as well. I think I might do one more. I think this truck should be good, so that way it won't be blocking anybody from coming in here. I'm gonna test drive the other vehicles that are in this area, so. But I will say the backup camera is real easy to see. I don't think there's even great trajectory lines that accurately predict where you're at. So right there, amazing precision at its point. So definitely great job on Force Park, for making the backup camera very accurate and most importantly making it very safe to even use when backing up. So
I was overall impressed with the all-new redesigned Ford Super Duty, as it not only drove very well on the road, but being able to see both inside and outside of the vehicle made the driving experience more pleasant. For Nexccelerator at the 2017 Austin Auto Show, I'm Michael Land.